The morality of Itachi Uchiha. In the world of Naruto, one name stands out as a symbol of sacrifice and moral ambiguity: Itachi Uchiha. His story is not one of black and white but shades of grey, where duty and love clash in tragic dance. The man that sacrificed his mother, his father, his lover, and even his entire clan, all for the sake of preserving the life of his little brother and preventing a civil war within Konoha. A war that would have sparked the fourth great ninja war a lot earlier. But how did we get here? To understand this, we must turn back the hands of time. During the reign of Tobirama Senju, the Uchiha were relegated to the police force in order to relegate the power they had within the walls of Konoha. Tobirama believed that this would prevent another murderer from arising, and if one did appear, they would be dealt with swiftly. This was a necessity to him. By his own words, the Uchiha were a clan possessed by evil. But, as Orochimaru once said, those who crack down on crime tend to be easily disliked. Even though there were good Uchiha who were loyal to the leaf like Kagami Uchiha, Shisui's grandfather, the second Hokage was still wary of the Uchiha clan. With Tobirama Senju's reign, the Uchiha's power was capped. The third and fourth Hokage never came from one of the founding clans as compared to the Senju, who had produced two Hokage, two brothers, both enemy to the Uchiha clan. The first Hokage, Hashirama Senju. The second Hokage, Tobirama Senju, brother to the first Hokage. The third Hokage, prized pupil of the first and second Hokage. The fourth Hokage, student of the third sage of Mount Myoboku, Jiraiya of the Sannin, the third Hokage's disciple. Jiraiya himself had been considered for the post of Hokage numerous times, but he had turned it down. Then there is Orochimaru, the man who was set to become the third successor, the fourth Hokage, a dream that never came to be. During all of this, the Uchiha was snubbed time and time again. They had placed their hopes in Fugaku Uchiha to become the fourth Hokage due to his efforts in the third great ninja war, a man so profound that he earned the nickname Wicked Eye Fugaku. But once again they fell short to a product of the Senju, Minato Namikaze. This stirred up tensions within the Uchiha clan, but the final nail in the coffin came during the Nine-Tails attack. The Uchiha received all the blame for the Nine-Tails attack, as the Nine-Tails had a Sharingan in its eye. It was a sensible claim to make, but not to the Uchiha. After all, the village council had relegated the Uchiha to protect the village from external attacks, some being sent as far away as the borders of the Land of Fire. They were denied a chance to protect the village they helped build, their very own home. After all was said and done, the Uchiha were thrown to the outskirts of the village, where they were constantly monitored by the Ambu Black Ops. They were segregated, disrespected, and disliked by their own village. This segregation did not sit well with the Uchiha, and they pushed Fugaku to agree to a coup d'etat, a coup that would finally right the wrongs of the past and place the Uchiha in their rightful place within Konoha's walls, at the top of Konoha's helm, the coveted prize, the title of Hokage. At the backbone of all this stood two Uchiha, Shisui and Itachi, two prodigies, the future of the Uchiha clan, two shinobi that would spell the end of the once legendary clan. Shisui and Itachi had it all: power, fame, recognition, both beloved by the Uchiha clan. But for one of them, their loyalties lay elsewhere. The village before the clan, a motto that he harbored, a motto that would lead to their untimely deaths. Shisui, unlike Itachi, was equally dedicated to the clan as he was to the leaf, and if it truly came down to it, the famed prodigy would have sided with the Uchiha as he stood as their strongest. Shisui of the body flicker, the only one of the two who had tried to find a bloodless solution, and he almost succeeded if it weren't for Danzo. At his end, he asked Itachi to protect the village and the Uchiha name. Itachi's loyalty to the leaf was like no other. Duty over love. This was just who Itachi was. Having seen the horrors of war at a tender age of 4, he became a pacifist, but at the same time, he became a murderer. His hands were stained in blood. Itachi believed in one goal: to become the strongest. But why would he believe this? Itachi sought strength to broker peace, strength that no one could challenge. Essentially, he would force peace onto the world through force. A similar belief held by Nagato Uzumaki, the one who later became Pain, a selfish ideal no different from that of murderers. Itachi quickly rose through the ninja ranks, graduating the academy at 7, becoming a Chunin at 10, and setting the record of the youngest Ambu member at the age of 11. Itachi was Uchiha's last hope, a misguided one at that. With the death of Shisui, Itachi was all alone. Tasked with the goal to protect the village and the Uchiha name, Shisui's dying wish, the burden placed on him by his father to become a double agent against the Leaf, and the burden the Leaf had placed on him to become a double agent for the Leaf against the clan. Itachi was a child caught in a tug of war, a dangerous game that toyed with the lives of hundreds. The game of war, a game the adults played all too well. A 7-year-old that thought like a Hokage, a child that understood a village, its teachings, and its shinobi. But even with all that wisdom, Itachi was still a child. He was all alone to face the burdens his superiors had placed on him. And with the looming weight of Obito and the seeds of doubt planted by Danzo, Itachi chose. He chose the village over his clan. But Itachi was selfish. He chose the life of his little brother over the life of hundreds. He never once considered the lives of those he took. They were no different from Sasuke's. They all had goals, dreams, and aspirations. Itachi killed the innocent, husbands and wives, brothers and sisters, adults and children. These people were forced to pay the price for the sins of others, but to Itachi, that was a small price to pay. Itachi always had another choice. He could have turned to Hiruzen for help, the man who wanted a bloodless solution. But in the end, he chose Danzo, the man that had killed his best friend. The same man that wanted the Uchiha dead, but in the end it didn't matter. Sasuke's life was above the others. Although Itachi's sacrifice saved Sasuke's life, we see Sasuke grow into a mentally unstable, enraged individual with emotional and psychological wounds that went deeper than anyone could imagine. He was tortured, forced to replay his clan's massacre over and over. Sasuke was broken, betrayed by the man he idolized, his older brother, the one he found solace in. If it weren't for Itachi, Sasuke would have been happy. Sasuke had accepted Team 7 as his new family, his new home, his precious people. But all that changed when Sasuke encountered Itachi once again. He was humiliated, beaten down like a dog, and mentally tortured. Forced to watch his family's massacre again and again, well over 500,000 times. Psychological and emotional torture that put Sasuke into a coma that no one could bring him out of, save for the world's best medic, Tsunade Senju, the new 5th Hokage. A painful reminder of his weakness, a painful reminder of his cowardice. Once again, Sasuke was reminded of his hatred, his reason of living. His encounter with Itachi brought him to a place where he was ready to abandon his new family, Team 7, and that's exactly what he did. A decision that nearly cost the lives of 5 other genin, his former classmates. Sasuke was never truly saved. He was stripped of love and support at a young age and grew up with unbearable rage. Itachi is responsible for creating the Sasuke who only saw violence as the answer. Everything wrong in Sasuke's life was Itachi. But Itachi's selfishness didn't end there. He manipulated Sasuke, forced him into the darkness, and stripped him of all his bonds, all for the pursuit of his so-called redemption. Itachi wanted Sasuke to kill him in order for him to atone for his sins. He never once cared for the impact his actions had on the one he claimed to love most. That is not true love. True love would have seen Itachi give everything to protect his younger brother, his mind, body, and soul. True love would have seen him protect his younger brother from a life full of trauma and despair. From this perspective, Itachi was a villain, a monster, evil incarnate. A demon that only cared for his ideals and never considered another. That is Itachi the villain. But let's look at Itachi the hero. No clan feels greater love than the Uchiha, a bond that cannot be broken. Itachi embodies this image through his bond with Sasuke. Before the massacre, Sasuke lived under Itachi's shadow, neglected by his father as a failure, second-rate, never as good as his older brother. But Itachi forced Fugaku to see otherwise when it came to Sasuke, to train Sasuke, to cultivate him, to love him. He occasionally took Sasuke on his missions, and we see this through their battle with Kabuto. Itachi loved Sasuke more than anyone, and he realized that the only way to protect Sasuke was if there was peace. But there was one glaring problem: the Uchiha clan. With the talks of a coup d'etat, the Uchiha threatened the peace that he desired, the peace that was meant to protect Sasuke. The Uchiha, although segregated, marginalized, and disliked, they were never once harmed. Their children attended the academy like everyone else. They were given a position of power that was meant to bring peace in the village, as without the police force, the village would have always had internal conflicts. Itachi himself saw the police force as the greatest honor, no matter how they got to that position. So, for Itachi, the choice that saved the greatest amount of people was the only correct one. He accepted everything that was thrown at him. For the price of peace, he was hated and scorned by the very people he protected. Itachi knew very well, if push came to shove, that a civil war would destroy any hopes of the peace he sought after. Another great ninja war that would have ended the life of thousands, Sasuke's included. Even without Danzo, the looming threat posed by Obito was still ever present. The man that sought to destroy the Leaf and the Uchiha clan in one foul swoop. And he almost succeeded through the Nine-Tails attack years prior, to defeat Danzo, the Root, Obito, and to save both the clan and the Leaf in one night was impossible. Itachi made the only decision he could. With the eradication of the Uchiha clan, he not only saved countless lives of those in the Hidden Leaf, but also the lives of those of other villages. Itachi became a pariah. He accepted all the guilt and trauma, all to protect the Hidden Leaf and the image of the Uchiha clan. As once they were laid to rest, he upheld their image as a once powerful clan that was disliked for their status as the Leaf's police force, not an attempted coup d'etat. Itachi did what no one else could. Even in his reanimation, Itachi still saved the ninja world by putting an end to the reanimation jutsu. He gave both Sasuke and Kabuto closure. He saved Naruto from walking the same path he did by placing the world's burden on his shoulders. Itachi taught Naruto to rely on others. As Itachi's tale is recounted to the reanimated Hokage, Hashirama himself, the man regarded as the god of shinobi, recognized Itachi to be a greater shinobi than himself. Itachi is the true embodiment of what it meant to be a shinobi. A shinobi is one who endures for a purpose. Itachi was a hero. The definition of a hero is someone who is admired or idolized for their strength and courage, for doing something that no one else could. That is the perfect definition of Itachi Uchiha. The child that became a hero at 14 by stopping a civil war and another great ninja, and a hero after his death by giving the shinobi world a chance at survival against the collision of Madara, Obito, and Kabuto. That is the legacy of Itachi Uchiha.